Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. Hope you're well. I am Clay Emo, Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Tuesday night, February the 27th, on a night where the Vancouver Canucks lost in overtime at home to the Pittsburgh Penguins. So welcome to everyone. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. It is Tuesday night. That means I have to go for only 40 minutes and then get going to my holy hour at my church. So just so you know, I'll wrap up somewhere in the 42 minute mark, somewhere around there. But with a lot of time to chat, I will go for the first few minutes, give my reflections on the game, and then I'll make sure that you have a lot of time to talk about your reflections on the game as well. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a very safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, Richmond, in the city, in the lower mainland province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you get involved today. You can subscribe so you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos. You can like this video. 35 of you in here, which is good. Only 11 likes. I know we're not happy that the Canucks lost, but like the fact that we are together, like the fact that we are still number one in the league. Yes, somehow we're still number one in the league in terms of points. But like the fact that we can have a space every single night where we can come together and talk about our favorite hockey team. So make sure you hit the like button. You can leave a donation and get that donation train out of the station. We avoided a skunkage last night with a late donation from Fangirl. Appreciate that, Fangirl. So you can leave a donation. You can gift memberships. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message, and if listing on a podcast platform, make sure that you rate and review. So perspective is key. Are you sitting here and saying, okay, with the Canucks loss, they still taken 3 out of 4 points in these 2 games so far in this homestand, 3 out of 4? Or are you saying, man, the Canucks have lost 5 out of 6? So you can see, you can paint the picture however you want. You could say, oh, despite the Canucks loss, they got a point and they're still number one in the entire NHL, and most importantly, they're not in risk of losing their spot atop the Pacific Division. Or are you saying, man, I sure don't like the way that our bottom 6 played today. They really struggled. Are you saying, wow, JT Miller and Brock Besser continue to heat it up? Or are you saying, man, what's going on with PD, and is Ilya Mikheyev a ghost? So as always, I try and bring, I always say it's positive, timely, and trustworthy, but I'm realistic as well. And I think there are a lot of good things that came from tonight's game, but a lot of things that we, concern might be too strong of a word, but certainly this isn't the team isn't playing at the same clip as they were going into the All-Star break, for sure. Hope that makes sense. Disturbed said he predicted the 4-3 overtime yesterday. I missed that, but good job. Burns checking in from Germany. Nice to see you, Burn. And we already have our first Beastly. I had a 10-game parlay and got 9 of them right. I need the Canucks to win today. Oh my gosh. But even to go 9 for 9 up until the Canucks, and you had it basically until 10 minutes left. Beastly, do you care to share how much you would have won? Or maybe you can just message me later, because I'm always curious. I know how parlays work. I just don't know how big they can get. But that's unfortunate. Jesse with the gift membership. Thank you, Jesse. And it goes to Karan. So Karan, welcome to CCC membership just in time, because tomorrow is a members only live stream. And Jesse, thank you for your generosity. Let's give Jesse some love in the chat. And let's give a big welcome back to Karan. That is awesome. Thank you, Jesse. Nice. I love it when anyone gets the donation train out of the station, but I love it when it's people that we don't always see. So that is great. But I'll do a quick reflection on the game, then I will turn it over to you more importantly. So for this, I can bring it up so we can all look at it together. So in terms of the big picture, actually, before I get going, I will Justin, I will do all the highlighted comments when I'm done here, just so I don't get too distracted. But thank you, Justin, and thank you, Carol. Forget it. This is more important than what I have to say. So I'll do this now because I don't want to forget, and I do want to honor your generosity. Justin uses his monthly. Well, he's been a member since the start, 3 years and a month, 37 months. I'm saying Joshua is more valuable to this team than anyone we can bring in at the trade deadline. Need him to return ASAP to reunite the third line and stabilize the bottom six. The lines are a bit chaotic at the moment, not ATM machine with him out. I agree with every single thing you said, Justin. It's no surprise, or it's not coincidental that the Canucks losing streak or losing 5 of the last 6 corresponds with Joshua being out of the lineup. So thank you, Justin, for the great contribution in terms of what you had to say and for being a member for so long. Appreciate you, brother. Speaking of appreciation, legendary Carol Bovlander. Carol, I returned your message. I sent your text back. Hopefully you saw it. Thank you for the call earlier today. I'm sorry I missed it. And thank you for the generous donation. 5 gift memberships, basically $25. And that goes to Gerald, Lyndon, Marcus, Adam, and SGP. Some familiar names there. Welcome back to all of you to franchise membership. So welcome. And Carol, thank you for your generosity as always. So grateful for you. Now, if anyone else wants to be generous, you're welcome to, but I will get to it after I get through my first little bit here, just so it's not too much back and forth. So thank you once again, Justin, Carol, and for Jesse for starting everything off. You look at the Canucks had a dominant first period. Obviously, they were up 2-0, shooting them 14-9. The second period, it's interesting. A lot of media people lumped the first and second period together and said the Canucks played well for the first 40 minutes and then didn't play well in the third. But both JT Miller and Tyler Myers said, no, they did not play well in the second period. I saw their interviews actually on Sportsnet as opposed to on X. And then, of course, Pittsburgh started to push as the third period went on. And then Pittsburgh outshooting Vancouver 7. How do you outshoot a team 7-1 in overtime in only 90 seconds? That is beyond me. So 40 shots on goal for Pittsburgh, 35 for the Canucks. Face-offs even. Power plays, both teams scored, so it's not like special teams were a difference. No, we're not blaming the refs here, although that 5-on-3 was brutal, not because of what they called, but because of it was Zadorov, it was Myers, it was 13 feet of defensemen in the penalty box. Hits equal block shots a bit more to the Pittsburgh, but it was pretty close. And look, we beat them in overtime 4-3 in Pittsburgh. They beat us 4-3 in overtime here. Hoglander, that really good. I shouldn't say that Mikheyev and Pettersson were invisible. Mikheyev, because he did assist. I actually thought the Myers shot got deflected by Mikheyev, but I guess they're saying that Mikheyev's pass went to Myers first. I thought they announced didn't they announce first that it was Hoglander from Myers, and then they added an assist to Pettersson? But did they say anything on the broadcast about switching it then from Pettersson to Mikheyev? But it says Hoglander from Myers and Mikheyev, a good scramble goal, really dominant shift by Hoglander, Mikheyev, and Pettersson, leading to their first goal. What? I don't do big bets, so $10. Okay, that's fine. To win $2,000 though, so a small bet but a big win. I'm sorry that you missed out on that just because of the Canucks. Power play goal. We had 2 mixed up units. One of them with Besser, Miller, Hronik, Garland, and someone else was on Suter. And then the other one was Petey, Lindholm, Myers, Hughes, and I'm missing someone, but Baines. So 2 two interesting kind of units there, and the Besser Miller one connected with a wonderful timing play, Hronik to Miller, and then Besser pops out in the bumper for that goal. Raquel scores on a goal, a bad shift by our fourth line. Then power play goal when they were 5-on-3. No chance for Demko there. And then Miller, beautiful shorthanded goal, outfighting Chris Letang to the net. Demko gets an assist, which is kind of cool. And then Eller scores. Coming off the bench, Demko had no stick, a bit of a scramble play. And actually, that PD line just kind of watched Eller skate right in the middle of all of them and then put the puck past Demko. And then that overtime, which was Pittsburgh had some good chances. Vancouver had a sort of good chance. And Pittsburgh goes back. And Demko made, of those 7 saves, I'd say 4 or 5 of them were amazing. And then Garland slipped, leading to a 2-on-1. And then Carlson banged home the rebound. I don't know if it's Carlson's original shot. I think it was. And then he bangs home his own rebound. Garland got mad. He smashed his stick against the net. Then JT Miller got mad and he smashed his stick against the net. So Canucks were obviously very frustrated. What they talked about after the game. No, let me get to this first before I lose myself here. Don't care about Pittsburgh. So for the Canucks, Miller had 2 points. He's still the best player right now. Besser had 1. And Stu didn't have anything. So Hoglander had 1, Pettersson, Mikheyev. So 5 forwards got points, and then Hronik and Myers were the defensemen that got points. Plus minus, no one brutal. The Bluger, DiGiuseppe, Lafferty, they were -1. Garland was -1 as well, probably because he was on the ice for that for 1 goal and then the overtime goal, or at least more than that. I'm looking at shots, 6 for Besser, which is pretty good. Then 4 for Miller and Lafferty. Hits, we have Miller with 4. So Miller had 4 hits, 4 shots. Like that's leadership for you. Then on the defensive side, you have 3 hits for Hronik, Juleson 2, and then 4 shots for Myers. Demko still made 36 saves on 40 shots. I'm not blaming Demko for tonight at all. Okay, so a couple of things of concern, I guess, is I saw a stat from Jeff Patterson that the third line, our new third line of Lindholm, Garland, and Baines, and I think someone mentioned, maybe it was Jason Tosca mentioned that Baines had a bad game. That whole line had a bad game. They were absolutely smoked in terms of the advanced statistics. Obviously, the Miller line was good. P line was okay. They're on the ice for 1, but they're for 1 goal against. But they also were on the ice for 1 goal for. And then the fourth line, not great, especially on that first Pittsburgh goal. Not blaming Demko. The Zadorov Myers taking penalties 3 seconds apart was unfortunate, but that wasn't why Pittsburgh won. So we're not blaming the rest because Pittsburgh only scored 1 power play goal. They had 5 power plays. Canucks had 4. So that was relatively even. And overall, I thought this game was relatively entertaining. It wasn't like the most amazing game I've ever seen, but it's always nice to see Crosby, Carlson, Letang. And I thought overall this game was entertaining. But if you watch I haven't watched Rick Tockett's postgame yet, but I'm watching all the Canucks postgame. I know they're really upset because they think this is a game they should have won. This is a game that they think they should have put away in the second period, but they didn't. And, Tocchet even said I did see a quote saying he thought the guys were tired. He thought the guys were sloppy. But how are you tired after technically you had a 2-day gap between games, right? You won on Saturday against Boston. Very emotional game. I get it. But then you have 2 days between these games, Sunday and Monday. I get that you practice on one of those days and you skated today. But I don't know if there's any, if you should be tired. So now they play on Thursday. So a typical 1-day gap. And then they get another gap until Sunday. And then as we've talked about, they have 9 straight home games later on. After they play Anaheim, they do their Southern California trip. Then they're home for 9 straight games. So kind of where the Canucks are at right now. And then let's look at the scores. A lot of games tonight. There were 12 games. So only 8 teams not in action. Red Wings smoked the Capitals. You had Florida beating Buffalo, Montreal beating Arizona. Arizona stinks right now. You had the Flyers beating the Lightning. Then the Golden Knights snapped the Maple Leafs winning streak. That's good if you don't like the Maple Leafs. That's bad if you don't want the Golden Knights to catch up to the Canucks. Good game here. Carolina beating Minnesota. Not sure how exciting that game would have been. Ottawa loses again. So in the race for the wild card, Nashville wins, St. Louis loses, Winnipeg wins. Calgary takes down LA. So LA still struggling to make any ground on Edmonton. Battle of the Central here with Colorado whipping Dallas. Our game, and then 7-2 Devils against the Sharks. So you put it all together, and in our division now, we are 10 up on Vegas. They have 2 games in hand. We are 13 up on Oilers with 5 games in hand. So that's the gap I think we need to worry about. And then LA is falling behind a little bit. You look at the wild card in the East, it's still Detroit and Tampa, and then New Jersey closing the gap a little bit. And they have 2 games in hand. So technically they could sneak right up to Tampa there. So it's not, and same with Washington, actually. They have 3 games in hand. So it's not like they're, and what the heck? Pittsburgh has 5 games in hand. So even they're in the mix. So it looks like there's a big gap here, but everyone from Pittsburgh up, you could still argue, is in the mix. Then on our side, on the West, it's LA. It's Nashville who's pulling the tie with LA, although LA's got 2 games in hand. And then there is a pronounced gap between the next group of teams. Finally, you look at the league. We are number 1 by points, but by point, and we're still 22 games over 500. And you can do that very easily. You either go 83 minus 61, 22, or you go wins minus losses, 38 minus 16, 22, because you don't count overtime or shootout losses. You don't count 1 point for 1 game. You just strike that out in your over 500 conversation. So we're still 22 games over 500. But in terms of points percentage, we have indeed fallen to number 5 now. We are number 5. We were tied with Boston, but we lose 0.03 point percentage tonight. So we're still in the 680 mark. I expect us to finish somewhere between 675 and 700 by the time the season ends. And then if you go 82 games times 2 points times 0.7, that would be 115 point pace. So I think the Canucks will finish between 110 and 115 points. So I do want to recognize, and I'm going to get to you guys in a second. Carol left a donation while I was blabbing there. Thanks, Carol. I did text you back. Have a wonderful prayer. Thanks again for your prayers. I will let you know what happens on Monday. Okay. Thanks, Carol. That's good. That shows you that I don't get distracted. I don't check my phone when I'm doing these streams, but thank you, Carol. I'll get your text on my way out. And yes, I'll definitely pray for you tonight. And thank you for the donation. Let's give Carol some love in the chat for always being so generous. Shannon. Okay. Take care, Shannon. I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh, you're going back to work tomorrow. Sweet. That's huge. I hope your first day back goes well, Shannon, for sure. Let me do my Mitchell sponsor read, and I'll leave more than 20 minutes for you guys to ask me questions or for you to comment on the game tonight. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. Check them out at ptforum.com. Thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of that fine artwork. Thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay. Receive a free pair of socks of your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Don't forget shows this week. Tomorrow, it's members only. So I'll post that link sometime in the late afternoon, but rest assured, we'll have a live stream tomorrow night, but it's for members only. We do those twice a month, one of the small perks, then back everyone together Thursday night at 11. Looking for Canucks tickets? Email me, canuckclay@gmail.com. I actually do have a pair on sale for this Thursday's LA Kings game in the lower bowl. So let me know if you're interested in that. And still selling spots for our Vancouver trip to Vegas to watch the Canucks and Golden Knights on April 2nd. We are there for 4 days, 3 nights. Cost is $999 based on double occupancy. So bring a friend. And that price includes return airfare, airport transfers, 3 nights at the Park MGM, and the game ticket itself. If you're interested, write to Neal Chark. Neal C at uniglobecarefree.ca. That's Neal C at uniglobecarefree.ca, and mention my name because he is tracking where the interest comes from. Also, mid-show reminder to all of you to subscribe, to like the video. We have 70 of you in here, 70. I don't know why I started there. Only 22 likes. So that's kind of weak, you guys. So if you haven't liked the video, maybe just hover over the thumbs up and press it. So then it registers as a like. So like the video. You can also leave a donation like some people have done. You can gift memberships like some people have done. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. use a monthly membership message like Justin has done. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. All right. We got a few. So starting now, I will answer your questions in the chat. Starting now. Okay, I'll start with this one because I see it. What's the next move you see the Canucks making? I think they need more scoring. I'm not so worried about their D. I think they need more scoring. If the Canucks had another night to honor a past roster, would it be the 2011 team, the 82 team, or the 94 team? I don't, maybe 82 because it's 40. Oh, although the 94 team, you could say it's a 30-year anniversary because it's 2024. 2011 team, I think they've gotten a lot of love recently between the Sedins and Luongo, 82 team, like, does anyone really remember? And they weren't that good of a team. Yes, they made it to the finals, but they got smoked. They got swept. So maybe I'll go 94 team. Hey, Zal, welcome back. Yeah, actually, the game against Boston on Saturday was really good. But then Tocchet said they looked a little bit tired tonight, which I don't understand. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna go. Actually, I'll quickly while I can keep up, I'll quickly respond to your comments too. Kessel wants to play in Vancouver. Okay, that's fine with me. Third liner. Mikheyev is lost. Yeah, but Angelo, you're if you trade him, you're not gonna get anything for him. Yes, they're going to clinch for sure. They're going to clinch for sure. Another top 6 or grinder. I don't think we need a grinder. I think top 6, but those are expensive. Pedersen's faceoffs have gotten better. I didn't notice, but that's good. There's time to right the ship. Yeah, I'm not worried. Yeah, anytime you give up more than you'll score, that's bad. Baines needs to step it up. No, that's true. Fitness. Rick Tocchet spoke glowingly about Baines yesterday, but he did not have a good game today. J-Dub, nice to see you. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's very sad about Marie's husband, Chris, for sure. Thanks for that. I'll pass that on. Burned, if the playoffs started today, I wouldn't be that confident because the playoffs don't start for another 7 weeks. We'll be fine. Yeah, with 83 points, I think they don't even need 8 wins. I would say they need 5 or 6 wins, but the point is they'll need somewhere between 92 and 95 points. Tired from kill penalties. I don't get that either. They had 2-day break. No, exactly, Vlogger, exactly. Does this current roster look a bit like the 94 team? Nothing like it. I don't. And that's a 30-year gap. The game is played completely different, Fangirl. I don't mind comparing this to 2011. Even that's a bit of a stretch, but to go back to 94 was centered on a superstar in Bure, good goaltending at the time in McLean, and then a bunch of secondary pieces like Linden, Ronning, Courtnome, Meso. But it's very it doesn't make sense to compare player to player, position to position, because respectfully, it's 30 years is too big of a gap in terms of play style. Just waive Mikheyev. Just outright release him. Erroneous Punks hoping for a Baines breakthrough. Is Mikheyev just a placeholder? I wouldn't put him like that because it's an expensive placeholder. Does DeSmith start on Thursday? I could actually see that, but I could also see with the LA trip coming up, the California trip, I could also see Demko playing Thursday because it wasn't his fault, and then you get a gap before Sunday and in Anaheim, and you give DeSmith that game. That's what I could see actually. Clay, are you well? Yes. Are you going to please tell me what's the next 5 games? Do you think we will win or lose? I want them to win all of them. Realistically, they got LA on Thursday. That's a big game. I'm going to that one. I hope they win. And then they got Anaheim, LA, Vegas. Oh, it's not even California. It's LA, Anaheim, LA, Vegas, and then Winnipeg. Yikes. That's a tough stretch. The way they're playing, I think they go 2-2-1. They go 2-2-1. We need a Rafi Torres type. Yeah, there's no one that Joshua, different type of game, but at least he brings some of those elements. But yeah, not a big human wrecking ball though. 2011 way better than 94 heart and soul. Not sure, Angela, what that means. Yeah, too many photos at the meet and greet. Just imagine, I said this earlier. Imagine if they had that meet and greet on a day that they lost, though. That guy on Mini, I don't know if we need him. I was looking at his stats with Parker yesterday. Is nothing stands out. Have I heard anything about Kessel? Nope, just that he's still skating. It would be incredibly stupid to not waive the winger. I don't think you waive a $5 million player, not yet. Yeah, you look at their games in hand, they still have a chance. Ball hockey, it's true. Yeah, one freebie buyout, just get out of jail free card. Who would I rather have, Baines or Kuzi? Great question. For the money in production, Baines, like for the money, for the value. But now Kuzi's obviously more of a seasoned pro, but he made $5 million more. Oh, vlogger, let me know if you're there on Thursday. Email me, canuckclay@gmail.com. That's the best way to reach me, or on X. What rule changes would I make in the NHL next season? That's a big question. I don't know. I'm not even worried. The only thing I can think of right at the top of my head is a over and back rule in overtime, but it didn't hurt anyone today. Yeah, 2011 was pretty special. Yep, Joshua and Susie are not just our PK, just regular important. First game I've seen since 2007. Wow. So happy to see Crosby play before retirement. Favorite Richmond restaurant? Matsuyama is my go-to. Chris Tanev. Duck, I presume you're talking about PD. Told me in a year and wanted to be here. He should have signed. We're number one in the league and a good management. We don't know he wants to be here. I don't want guys that only play for money. Yeah, Duck, I'm not sure if you were here in my show yesterday. I just said I don't mind talking about it, but I'm not worried about it. He said he'll wait till the end of the season, so we'll wait till the end of the season. Yes, very scary about Marie's husband, Chris, for sure. 94 team got better the longer the game went. Oh, that's a good way of putting it. Luongo was good, but Demko shows up in big games. Luongo did that spread eagle and breakaways way too much. Yeah, there are a lot of highlights where you just see him on a stomach, right? I was invited to that Canucks meet and greet, but I did not go because I had to work. Invited, that's not the right. I had tickets, but we gave them to a friend of ours. Marie's husband is still alive, Tyler. He's still alive. But he had to have his right leg amputated in Hong Kong because of flesh-eating disease. Kessel and the Abby's healthy scratch player suite. Okay. PD wants to wait in off season for contract. I don't know why we're so excited about it. I'm nervous, but I'm willing to wait. That's kind of where I'm at, Taylor. I like the play of Hronik and Hughes stopping the breakaway where Hughes came and tackled the Pens player. Yeah, I missed that part. Was it good? If when they sign Kessler, do you think they pass it through waivers to save roster cap space for another trade, then bring him up for playoffs, or would someone claim him? J-Dub, I could see someone claim him for cheap. Why not? Extra insurance, and you just let us do all the working out, all the negotiating, and then no, I think I think you just, I don't know how it works, but I think you just bring them up. You sign them to the pro team. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think, David, any of us are convinced that this team is better than the 2010-11 team. It's weird. There's this weird obsession with that 2011 team now. Like, we're not even in the playoffs yet. We will be, but I don't think. I get why we're comparing them, because our regular season was on track to be as good as that one. I think it's fallen off the pace a little bit, but why does PD fall down so much? Yeah, he's not the strongest skater. It's weird. Okay, Chris Tanev it's Matsuyama. I put it in the chat right now. 2 minutes to dish out a 2-minute penalty for putting the puck over glass. That puck ends up. Oh, you changed the puck over glass? That's fair. I do not know how many records Edler holds. You'd have to look that up, Fangirl. Choppy Stride, I agree. I will be at the game on Thursday. Still undefeated with the Green Men, 1-0. I think we're going to be like that for a while. You hope it's not past free agency, lose valuable depth. Yeah, there's an argument to be said that if we don't know if PD's coming back, then that's money we could spend, or at least spots we can spend, or at least philosophy we can spend. I do think they have a number that they have in mind, though, that they're going to that they've basically earmarked for PD. The double H sandwich. Leg strength for PD. This team would kill the 2011 team 4 straight. I beg to differ, and I beg to differ in a big way. The 2011 team tonight wasn't a no-show for the Canucks, but I do think that the 2011 team had fewer no-shows. Myers' fault? Why? Because of that one penalty? 10-11 were close to top of the league in PK and power play. Yes. What's your favorite game you attended this season? Ooh, that's a good question. Huh. That's a really good question. Just in terms of the win and what it meant to the team and who I was with, I would say the Luongo game was good. I thought that was good. Hronik is RFA. Don't think they'll re-sign to Smith. I agree. Joshua, they could probably sign. I think they need to. Hronik having difficulty getting shots through. Well, no, he had that game-tying goal on Saturday, so I wouldn't necessarily agree. Does Edler get a Ring of Honor? I'm not sure about the contract to retire, but I do think that he will be Ring of Honor. Top 2D are the best we've ever had. Goaltending is close. Forwards have similar depth, maybe slightly better this year. Are you talking to versus who, Disturb? Versus 2011 or something else? Is JT better than Daniel Sedin? JT's good, but remember, Daniel has some really, really good seasons too. That's a good question. It's tough to say. Half effort compared to Miller. I just find humor in delaying the game further to give a delay game penalty. That's true. It's a little bit ironic. How quickly you forget that PD dominated. Oh, you're talking to Duck? Yeah. Bring back AV for the PK and the power play. Well, that 74-75 team, I was 6 months old when I was watching them. They were something, I tell you, Coach. Yeah. No, all good. All good. First 2011. Yeah, 2011 bottom 6, though, they were good, Disturb. They were really good. They were really good. And then the Sedins could turn a game just like that. PD and Miller are game breakers as well, but I think the Sedins were even more consistent. Adrian, that was my first year as a season ticket holder, 2010, 2011. Environment was unreal. Like it was especially during the playoffs, it was crazy. Every game, even the Canucks were down, you knew they were going to win. And sometimes they just toyed with opponents. That was a special feeling for sure. And we haven't felt it since then. And I'm hoping that it'll start to feel like that a little bit. But the playoff games were absolutely unreal. 2011 team was first in PP, third in PK, first goal scored, first goals against. Yeah, Zal, thanks for bringing that up. PD's agent, JP Barry, is the best in the business, and that's what it is, business, not personal. When the time is right, decisions will be made on both sides. That's a very good, level-headed way of looking at it. Hughes used to try to score early in the season. He needs to shoot more. Yeah, that's a great point. Ever since the All-Star break, he hasn't been as lethal with this. He hasn't been scoring as much. Great point. Pedersen hopefully is traded before on the trade deadline. Kuzmenko for Lindholm trade will go down as one of the worst. I don't know about the Kuzmenko for Lindholm, but I would say that I don't think PD is going to get traded before this deadline for sure. Weighted squats for Mikheyev. The Twins could make a blind man a 30-goal scorer. Who's better, Ovechkin or Messier? Wow. Maybe Ovechkin is the better skill. Messier is the better leader. Messier's got the cups, of course. I know with Gretzky and others, but still. Quitterson. Whoa. Hamuse, Hronik, Hughes, and Bieksa with Ballard. Yeah, Ballard I like, but I don't think he's on that level. But I see what you mean. If you're spending all your money on that top 4, then you need a third pairing. OEL, that was a bad trade. Cam Neely, that was a bad trade. The chat dedicated to 2011. EP for Brady. Not sure if I'm there yet. Oh, another same question. Kachuk for Pedersen. If it was Matthew, yes. If it was Brady, not so sure. I don't know about you all, but every time you guys bring up how good 2011 was, makes me sad that we won't see a team like that. Yeah, there's a bit of that too. Yeah, but the press trade, even if you lose a trade, that's so minor compared to the OEL Garland, $12 million of cap space, a 9th overall pick that turned out to be Dylan Gunther. So you're saying the chemistry is already ruined. Eriksson wasn't a trade though; that was a signing, a free agent signing. When Canucks win Cup, does the Conn Smythe winner get a Ring of Honor? It's not automatic. It's not like it's not automatic. That's for sure. Messier was a great leader in Vancouver, and I don't know about that. Baines reminds me of Louis Eriksson, soft, tall, gangly skater, no production. I wouldn't call him soft fitness. I know Tocchet likes his game. Willie Mitchell, yeah, Taves steps out of the penalty box and bam. Yeah, remember Eriksson wasn't a trade; it was a free agent signing. Yeah, Ekman Larson wasn't great compared to what we were paying him, though. Would you trade EP40 for Crosby if you knew it would get us a cup, but then we have no playoffs for 10? Yep, I would do anything for 1 cup. Truly. Robert Cron, I remember him. But I don't remember all the contract details. It is indeed Hockey Talks. That's right. Rick Whippern's brother, Wes, was around, interviewed, ceremonial face-off. Depression is very real, especially with inflation. Most people are struggling financially. That's true. It's not easy for many people for whatever reason. So, yeah, for any of you that are struggling with mental health or whatever, hang in there, and you can always reach out to me for sure. An army of Pedersens with both the Kachucks and all 3 Hughes brothers. Talk about a tongue twister. Yeah, EP, Marcus Pedersen, Brady Kachuk, Matthew Kachuk, all the Hughes. I take that team though. D men pairing. Well, Hughes and Roenick is getting up there. Did they go Edler, Ehrhoff, Bieksa, Hamhuis? Or am I missing? No, Edler and Tanev. I think Edler and Tanev are pretty solid when they were together too. The Sedins made Granlund almost a 20-goal scorer. Streets of No Name, that would be pretty cool. You too. Hoglander, Parkosen, and first 2025. Would that work? I think Pittsburgh would want more, to be honest with you. Like the last 3 or 4 minutes, I'm just going to rip through the questions. After this, I hate to fall in front of the benches with all the spit from the players on the ice. And then Angus, Tennis Mid, a guy at Red Robin Day that lives here but used to be at 14. Oh, the ice pack. Very good, Angus. Very good. Okay, I'm just going to look for any questions before I wrap up here. A lot of great conversation, you guys. What happened to the Canucks dog Rip? Yes, he did pass away in January, and I don't know all the details. I think other people may know more details, especially those connected to the team, but obviously he wasn't well. Very, very sad. Oh, it's Edler Salo. Thank you. What's my daily diet? Let's see. Today, I usually don't eat breakfast. Today for lunch, I had pork chops, rice, and carrots. And then for dinner, I had a hamburger. And then right now I'm drinking a Pepsi. And then that's it. I eat not the most healthy, but I'm not brutal either. Like I actually don't eat a lot of junk food. And yeah, 2 Pepsis, 5 glasses of Shirley Temple. Wait, let's do this for the last 2 minutes. No, actually, I'll save that for another time because I don't want to get into a topic where I don't that I have to cut off because this is the one night where I do have to cut off. So guys, sorry, but this is Tuesday. I cannot be late for my holy hour. So thank you for being here. I know I don't know. I don't feel a lot of frustration from you guys. I feel like we just wish that we would have won. I think there's my sense from you guys is there's a general small concern about the way this team is playing. Really, Miller and Besser are the only guys going right now. We need more from PD. We need more from Lindholm. We need more from Mikheyev. Obviously, we're missing Joshua and Susie. And so, but you can't say it was a lot of defensive errors. Like, I'm not blaming the blue line. I'm not blaming Demko. I just think that overall, this team is not playing as tight, not playing as hungry as they were prior to the All-Star break. So that's kind of like where I'm feeling right now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But we're going to be back at it on Thursday. So tomorrow night, don't forget, it's members only. It's a members only stream where it's same thing, 11 o'clock. But I basically spend the entire 40 to 45 minutes answering member questions. So if you are a member, there's 120 of you that are members. I hope to see some of you on my stream tomorrow night. We can continue talking about this team, but I spend more time. It's not as rushed. It's not as frantic. And I'm able to spend more time answering all of your questions. So moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you. And thank you to Hall of Fame franchise members as well. Remember, all three levels, legend, Hall of Fame franchise, you are invited to my members only stream tomorrow night. If you're looking for Canucks tickets, email me, canuckclay@gmail.com. If you want to go on that Vegas trip, go to email Neal at nealc@uniglobecarefree.ca. Thank you to all of you for watching, for liking and subscribing. And for those of you who went over and beyond, I can't say that, above and beyond with your generosity. Jesse gifts a membership. Carol gifts 5 memberships. Justin uses a monthly membership message, and Carol adds an extra donation. Thanks to all of you. And thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate and Perform and Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. So and I just see, I see Gladys on Instagram. I just happened to look over there. Neff, you had a great time tonight, despite the Canucks not being able to close it out. Thanks, Clay. You're welcome, Gladys. Glad you guys had fun tonight at the game. Hopefully you're around to still see me say that. So for all of you on your way out, you can subscribe. You can like the video. You can leave a late donation. You can gift a late membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, listening on a podcast platform, rate and review. Tomorrow night, members only. Thursday night, everyone back together after the Canucks hopefully beat the Los Angeles Kings. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. So earlier today, I checked my home insurance policy. And did you know that if my blanket is stolen in the middle of the night, I won't be covered? God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.